And that's why I really support what you're doing on your channel, is because you're giving those guys the tools that they need, despite all of this, despite the leftist, communist indoctrination, the changing of the culture, the transgender, agenda, and all of that. So I appreciate guys like you putting the information out there, so other guys, and hey, pay for coaching, guys. Like, get on John's course. Sign up. I pay for coaching. I paid a guy a lot of money earlier this week to learn brain hacking, and that's how you get better. Is you find something that you want and you go pay someone to help you learn it quicker and faster. And so I'm all for that, and I hope more guys take that approach.
Speaking of people who like have an agenda and stuff, dude, I saw this on Instagram today. I just want to read it to you, and I would like to get your opinion if you're okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Check out this. I just want to get your opinion. I'm not going to tell you anything or my opinion. I just want to read it to you and show you, and I want to hear what you have to think. Okay. So I came upon this guy's profile. His name's John Romanelio, right?
Yeah, I know this guy.
Oh, do you? Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know who he was. So he said, why I'm working with more women, but the X, instead of writing the E, there's an X there in 2020. One of my primary intentions this year is to call in plus continue to work with strong, powerful women. If there's a simple why, it's this: I enjoy it more. When I was a fitness coach, 70% of my clients were women, and I loved it. We got results, changed lives, but mostly we connected. When I expanded into my business coaching, I found myself working almost entirely with men. There were a host of factors behind that shift. Having just written a bestseller for men, my content was geared in that direction, and I was primarily attracting leads from a segment of the fitness industry in which men were overrepresented. For a long while, my world was just full of dudes. I helped a lot of them build their businesses or transition to new ones. As I continue to grow and pivot from the granular aspects of marketing, funnels, retargeting, etc., and into higher concepts like writing, branding, and narrative, I found myself wanting to go deeper and running into resistance. This is where it gets good. Men, in my experience, are driven by the more tactile stuff, and it's sometimes been a challenge to overcome the obsession with short-term results to focus on long-term growth. It can be ... a lot. My content shifted and I began to work with more women. Instantly, I found myself able to get in a rhythm with my clients more easily. I feel inspired and excited to help people bring to life truly aligned projects, and that's seeming to be a greater priority for women than most men I've worked with. 2 other points. Working with women is an expression of my feminism, as I get to support building women-owned businesses. In addition to coaching and mentorship, it allows me the opportunity to create and hold a container of integrated masculine energy, which seems sorely needed. Overall, prioritizing women this year is both personal and professional. It's more satisfying and I'm better at my job. Note, I will be working with some men, but only those looking to learn more than how to increase their income. Tag a beautiful woman who is killing it and inspiring you. Unabashed burner pick for attention, blah, blah, blah. What do you think about that when you read that? Like, just what do you think about this guy in general? Actually, should I show you you already seen his Instagram. Let me show his Instagram.
I know this. I know this guy. He wrote a book about testosterone that was very helpful for me to get me into the whole realizing testosterone is an important thing. And so I'll give John credit for that. and now I'm on TRT for I think 3 years now. So I credit a lot of that with. I mean, I'm in my 40s, so I don't recommend it for guys in their 20s. So I credit him for that. But when you've made as much money as John Romaniello, you can be a soy boy and follow the culture, which now the women empowerment culture is basically what he's doing. He's married. Wait until he gets divorced, or wait until she finds a BBD, bigger, better deal, and he's going to be looking up MGTOW Sandman videos. I hope that doesn't happen, because I don't wish that on anyone. But there's duality in everything. I mean, yeah, did he put out a good book and probably helped a lot of guys? But now is he kind of like a soy boy going along with the culture, kind of turning his back on men who helped get him kind of to where he is? So on one hand, we can kind of let it roll off like water on a duck's back, because it has nothing to do with us in our daily lives, and to ridicule him or whatnot. But at the same time, there's duality in it. So I hope he doesn't get divorce rate, but he's a brand, like he's a brand, and he's doing what's best for his brand by kind of going this, meninist or male feminist route.
Has he made a lot of money?
I'm pretty sure he's.
What do you define? 10 million?
Yeah, at least. I mean,
really? Doing what?
He was in kind of fitness. He was kind of an early Facebook ads guy, selling fitness courses, fitness coaching. I think his book did really well. So he's kind of in that Jason Capital, online marketing type of sphere. I don't know what his net worth is, but I'm just guessing. So yeah, but he's been soy like that for a while though. I remember on Twitter him talking kind of the same type of stuff, male feminist type stuff, and calling him out on Twitter myself. So it is what it is. It's like you got guys like Taya Lopez, or this guy, or they're doing what's best. They probably live in New York or LA, and they're just going along with the flow. And so us guys on the ground, the soldiers on the ground, like, we know what's up. And he's not with us. He's a part of us. So, that's how I feel about it.
When I saw him, my initial gut reaction was, my God, this guy's a fake. Like, that was the first initial reaction. But I always like to check myself. So I sent it to a couple of my close friends. I said, hey, just what do you think of this guy? What do you think about this post? And I didn't give him any lead up to it, like, oh, do you think this guy's a scumbag or blah? I just said, hey, neutrally, what do you think of this guy? Because I like to know if I'm wrong too. I'm a man. Like, if I'm wrong, I'll accept it. But I was just like, yeah, it's good to hear that it's kind of confirmed. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was a big red flag for me for sure.
I saw a video, or just to piggyback, I saw a video today where these NBA guys were talking about fashion. And NBA is very social justice warrior. They're very, very much along with the culture of critique, if you could call it that, going that social justice route. And it was these guys talking about fashion and how they see women's clothing, and they go to fashion shows, and they get really excited about the women's clothing, and that they go to their designers and point out the women's fashion and say, hey, can you make me something like that? The entrances is become a big thing when they're walking into the stadium with their outfits. And so pretty soon, I mean, we're going to have these guys just straight up wearing makeup, and just the gender lines are going to be blurred. And so you're going to have these guys, NBA players, wearing makeup pretty soon. They're already wearing dresses, but I foresee that coming.
You think that NBA basketball players are going to start wearing makeup?
I think within the next 5 or 10 years, if we last that long. I mean, they're already making a big thing out of the fashion shows and stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if if they're not doing that already.
Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's what and you said if we last that long. What did you mean by that?
You know, I think, in just my opinion, and this probably isn't the space to do it. I'd say go check out my BitChute channel because I mirror a lot of videos there. But I feel like white men are being demonized to such an extent that it's going to come to a tipping point, which I don't want to see happen. But America, I mean, you're in Japan. I don't know what their firearm situation is there. I know there's no one talks about firearms out here. Like, it's the last nation with 1 billion guns in the United States. And there's going to be some guys that aren't going to go along with the plan and the confiscation. And so, every day I see videos on BitChute, violent attacks against white people, white women, old white men on the bus. It's like I'm kind of glad I'm not in the United States. At the same time, I feel like maybe a coward a little bit, or a traitor for leaving. There's some, a small part of me. So, yeah, exactly. But I feel bad for everyone back there because they're kind of having to deal with it. So I don't know. I mean, it feels like there's going to be a civil war in the United States at some point in the next 5 to 10 years. Judging by the same lead up that happened with World War I and World War II, I've done a lot of studying on kind of what led up and what happened. They wanted to take all the guns away. They started starving people with the Holodomor in the Ukraine. And so I hope that doesn't happen, but I kind of feel like people are going to have enough of it. And I don't know, or maybe they'll just be watching WWE wrestling and let it all happen. So I don't know, but I'm not in the United States, so it's kind of something I've had to unplug from in the last 6 months or so, and not be so up on the news so much, because it does consume a lot of time. Like I look at your